Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Trekyards. He is Commander Whenever.
And he is Commander Handsome.
I'm a commander now, and I get demoted.
Well, demoted, but in some basically your fantasy is coming to life, Stuart, and it's for me to tell you that you're handsome. But the nightmare portion is that you're demoted, so you can't win.
That was brilliant. You didn't even think of that initially, did you? You just came up with that on the spot.
Woo!
Nice save. Anyway, yes, we're here to talk about episode 3 of season 3 of Lower Decks, Mining the Mind's Mines.
But Stuart, what do you think of the KugelCon episode?
It was all right. It's good. It was fun. It's kind of on par with the last episode, in my opinion, as far as same kind of enjoyability factor. Again, not too many references or Easter eggs, which we don't always need them. You don't want to overdo it with that, I guess. Fun little, fantasy type things and nightmare things. And other than that, it was just kind of... It very much embodied the spirit of a TNG or a Voyager episode. I feel like this whole plot could have been one of those. And done very well. The whole, the Cerritos is the Enterprise of the Cali classes was kind of funny. Which I kind of saw coming right before the reveal of that they were actually in awe of the Cerritos people and not making fun of them. But anyway, it was all right. How about you? What did you think?
It's my favorite of the 3 of this season, I think. Because it, for me, you're right, had a very good, standard, nice Star Trek, not overly grand, but alien race of the week story, which felt very nice, and we don't get that often in Lower Decks of this sort of vibe, so that was really nice by itself. But it utilized the animated form and the humor much more effectively, I thought, than the previous 2. What's funny or extra ambitious about just jumping off a sky platform versus having Leah Brahms turn up and then extra that was better what they utilized. And I really appreciate that in the trailer material, we obviously gathered the nightmare fuel stuff. But I was thrilled how little the nightmare stuff was focused on, because that always felt a little bit gimmicky, what they were showing us. But it was used so minimally and effectively that the funner stuff is the temptation stuff versus the nightmares. It wasn't just fighting the nightmares. So I really appreciated that it was minimally used. I really liked the second crew. We don't see other Cali classes. That was nice. The either vibe was interesting. You guys are a bit of a mess, we just do our job. That was fun to see them bounce off, and then the reveal was also fun as well. So I liked both sides of that. Even the Freeman, Carol Freeman, and young whippersnapper was fun. That she's not the latter parts of her career only on a Cali class. He's a fresh young person out the command path, and he gets a Cali class, so he's actually going to go somewhere cool. And then you get the little bonus subtext of Galaxy class is still going to be a cool place to be because they imply that as such. So there's some lovely little things where it felt way more integrated in the world. I love the gen evolution stuff. They just threw that straight in and wonderfully handled, I thought, to develop that, both subtext and main text. And yeah, I thought it was the cleverest of the 3, and I got the most both into character, universe building, and main story.
And poor Stevens. I mean, when I saw him get turned to stone and then his arms shatter off, I'm like, oh, is he done? Is he gone? Oh, no, he's bad. He's fine. So I feel good for your dad, because your dad is
spitting image.
Basically him.
Same name.
And, well, it's your dad's first name and this guy's last name. But yes, I thought at the time it'd be funny if he gets his picture with the ransom actor at some point.
Just bromance.
O'Connell, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be hilarious. Some fun aspects to it for sure. The whole... At one point they're called psychic mines, and then at another point they're called fantasy rocks. So don't know if were developed to be a mine to pull psychic power, or if they're actually naturally occurring on the planet. That's never really made clear.
It was very TOS in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then Starfleet and the Scrubbles working together. Again, an interesting take. They're going to sell all the information they get from people's minds on the black market. You think they would have brought up 2 of these things at one point, because it's like they're trying to hand it off to each captain to the other. I would have been like, at one point the guy does say, let's just go down and get another one. They should have done that sooner. Like, we'll just get another one and you can each have one. That's 2 Cali class ships, 2 captain's quarters, more information. I don't know. I thought it was kind of silly with the whole handing it off. I mean, who wants an ugly old rock, I guess. But the whole my generation doesn't collect little trinkets or knickknacks. It's like, wow, guy.
I mean, if he's in his, let's be very generous, late 20s, let's say made captain exceptionally early, and she's in her mid to late 60s. I mean, all the Dominion War, all the Classian War, everything in between. There was a huge generational gap. So I can see their perspectives being very different. I mean, it's obviously pushed to the extreme. But, that's kind of the fun. I'm back on the rocks for a second. Yeah, that was very TOS, but I liked my assumptions they were naturally occurring, but they don't link with the rock creatures and only biological life forms, and then they utilised for such. That was definitely a nice twist. They worked together. Because, Ransom's, speech at the beginning complaining about why the hell civilian scientists, if you want to go explore, do Starfleet, don't do random science, why they always get killed or destroyed or mutilated. It's like, yes, that happens every time because they always invent new scientists on another planet. It's good commentary. It's like, well, yeah, the point of Starfleet is the exploration. You don't need to be scientists by yourself necessarily.
I just wish there was a little bit of a spark in Tendi, that because she scanned the rock, saw the weird anomaly.
Yes.
Just gave up and left, and then comes back in and smashes the rock. It's not clear whether she smashed it on purpose or she's just frustrated with the screaming and stuff, and then smashed it and found the power signature, or the
symbolic on purpose. She didn't know there was a thing in it, but she knew destroying it would be a way out.
So I wish there was more of a link there where she came to a realization that like she was scanning something else, and it's like the signature kind of matches. What is going on? This is a Starfleet equipment. And then I would have preferred that. I don't know if there was a scene cut out or something, but it seems like there almost was. Because from going for the pep talk from the doctor to that just seemed a little bit weird.
Well, the Tendi stuff's definitely the weakest of the episode. It's a whole lot of fine. It's like, what can we give Tendi because everyone else is busy? This? Question mark. And it's okay. I do agree. Nice to show a genius moment. But I guess part of the joke is that she's not doing a good job because she's not giving herself the confidence to do a good job until the moment she does. So part of the joke is that she's not good at it. Yeah, it was the weakest part. But I mean, the very point of the Miglimo, I think that's his name, joke, is that he's bad for her. So obviously it's anticlimactic. But honestly, it would be much funnier to have anybody else. I know to Anna makes more sense, but then that's her normal superior, so that's a weird choice. Anyway, she's been your, mentor for 2 years. So I wish it had been someone more clever out from the outright who would have been a bit more in the wrong direction, but in a very decisive way. I don't know who would have done that, but one of the other random people we see in the background, or even I mean, not to say if there are too many of these, but they could have had Hollow training and have it be a legacy character. That would have made more sense, but maybe it's programmed ineffectively for her what she needs. But speaking of though. Looks like we are going to get, because we're now 3 for 3, that each episode, now in Season 3, we're going to get a legacy returning voice actor. Because in the first episode we had, obviously, Lefn Grolgren. Second episode we had Martok. In this episode we had Leah Brahms. So that's 3 for 3, which is unexpected, but I'm guessing it's going to be 10 for 10 guest stars in small parts. I mean, none of which are necessarily integral to the plot, but that's kind of what I said first season. Like, just, you've got hundreds of actors that are in Trek. They're all a phone call away, I mean, are you vibing that as well, Stuart?
No, I never thought about it. Now that you said it, I didn't even realize that the voice of Leah Brahms was actually the same actor.
It is. Turns out we don't really know what Leah Brahms sounds like as much in our memory. It's not as much of a distinct voice.
Yeah. That never crossed my mind to check whether it was her or not. It was just like, sounds like generic female voice kind of thing, which is weird because she kind of has a more distinctive voice when you see the episodes with her in.
Well, I find her face. She's very good at small expressions. I wouldn't know her by her voice, but her face, like the way she acts. But yeah, it was her. Obviously, 25, 30 years later, so it makes a difference. But they were 3 for 3, Stuart. 3 for 3.
Now, did you notice too that when you saw the USS Carlsberg and the Cerritos side by side from the top, Carlsberg had different texturing. It almost looked like the older version of the Cali class, which makes sense because they just kind of got replated. It was weird how different they were. I actually, there's zooming in on that shot, I'm like, I was checking the blinkies of the Carlsberg to make sure that the blinkies hadn't been fixed yet.
Yeah, it was definitely lit different. It felt as both ships were lit with different lights in the same scene. Like the other ship, I know it had blue highlighting panels, fine, but it was also lit more blue. Although it had alternate paneling, it had more blue lines than the California, than Cerritos does as orange. But yeah, they clearly lit them differently just to give they're different. Well, I was kind of hoping to see an engine variant, like they're a different brand of whatever, so they had a slightly different whatever. Especially if the ship keeps getting refitted, who's to say they're getting refitted into different things? What if that captain liked a sovereign look, and they got refitted into it's a small thing, but speaking of, we got a tremendous cameo from the actual hood from TNG for 2 shots, and the captain,
Captain Murakami. Yes.
Cool. Good job.
That was nice to see.
Yeah, because obviously Excelsior, but to be the Hood, that feels like another Legacy character coming back. Always in TNG, the Hood.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think. They didn't have the glowing blue nacelles either.
It's a new version of the Hood, Stuart. I've got you've seen the prep. There's some stuff on this. Go watch it, guys.
But anyway, yeah. Speaking of nacelles, it was nice to see when they were given the briefing at the beginning of the episode, the nacelles of the other ship, like right beside the window. I'm like, that's a nice shot. You need more close ship shots like that without the window looks. I like that.
Yeah, I really registered the window this time for the first time. Normally, it's just it blends in just a black space, but I thought that was very good. And even there's a reverse shot looking into the bridge, which we've never seen before for this show. It's very just TNG, but it's like, ooh, yay, more detail, more visuals that we like. Yeah, I noticed that too.
And were you happy to hear about the koala on the Black Mountain again?
Yes, the great koala.
I know you like the koala. I never liked the great koala.
Controls our universe, Stuart. It is our reality. The great koala.
Now we know.
The puzzle pieces are coming together, Stuart. It'll be a 10-season storyline. You thought the Dominion was an epic story. Wait for the great koala storyline. It's the final boss, Stuart. In season 10, episode 7, they're going to dimensionally transfade into they'll transcend the great eucalyptus field in the sky and fight the great koala. Turns out his name's Jerry, and he's a stoner.
That's going to be the way this series ends. After however many seasons.
I'm not joking. This could be the end.
The last scene is going to be them like flying off into the sunset, and then it's going to fade to black, and you're just going to see this black mountain and some lightning, and all of a sudden zoom into the top, and there's going to be a koala, and it's going to just turn its head and look at the camera.
You know what it is?
And that'll be the end.
It's Vija. It evolved into the koala. I mean, it evolved at a pretty heavy duty scene.
Yeah, there you go. You heard it here first, guys.
Sorry, Mike. Sorry to spoil it. And so, we see a scene where we have to follow Vija's evolution, and there's a great koala just sitting on a tree. It's like, so that's what Decker and Leah became? A small koala? Okay.
Great koala.
Well, yeah, but once it's in its realm, it's a normal sized koala.
I know.
And it has little Vija earrings.
Yeah.
Koala
My favorite
6.
thing of the my favorite part of the episode was honestly just the line that Cerritos is like the Enterprise of the support ships. It's like, oh yeah, there you go. The hero ship. I like it.
I mean, that's another vibe that I'm obviously starting to find when my Trek shorts, that when you put our heroes who are random people in so many interesting situations, that by its very nature makes them special. And so by just having them as the heroes, they've done a lot of shit. So it's nice that the universe recognizes, yeah, you guys are like, what's up with why? Why did you keep getting into trouble / cool things? And we even said that, I think last season, with why the hell are these guys doing diplomacy missions this important? And you for the Orville especially, you said that the escalation of importance was drastic. But at least we've talked about it and put a line in for it.
Well, that's about it for this episode that I can think of. If you have anything else you guys want to talk about, please do so in the comments section down below. Hit like, subscribe, notification bell icon, all that jazz. Do it. And join us for the lives where you can help us out in many ways.
Yes, because that'll be a fun scene by scene, because this episode is made up of a lot of small, fun little scenes, so we'll see how it breaks this down. But support us if you can, please do. Via Patreon monthly. Join the channel on YouTube is also monthly, or one time at trekyards@hotmail.com. That is the PayPal, or a super chat during any live, on any discussion, on any show, on any week or any month, or a super thanks It's like a super chat, but for any video in our over half a decade long backlog. So you go back to episode 0 and flood us with super thanks. And we're like, what the hell is happening? That'd be amazing. It's up to you. But anything helps. And we'll hope to see you again.
So until next time, he is Admiral Cockings, because wishes are still being fulfilled.
And he is the small koala Foley.
Oh, I'm like the all right koala, not the great koala. Okay. That's both an upgrade and a disappointment yet again. Thank you for the nightmare and fantasy.
Bye, guys.
Oh my goodness. On that note, see ya.